So I've been mildly interested in virtual reality, to put it lightly and slightly sarcastically, since around 2002, when I first tried making this virtual reality headset. And I have not been very happy with VR headsets along the way, but, including this one. But we finally have a new flock of virtual reality headsets that I'm actually excited for. It's been a long time since I've been legitimately excited for something that releases. You know, like we don't have stereos that you get excited for anymore. You don't have game consoles that I can really tell much of a difference between. I remember the joy of bringing home the Nintendo Wii in 2007. And finally, I get to have something where I actually get it, and I'm just content with it. Now, I'm hoping to make a little bit of a show where I go over a few things about the development of this headset and any other headset I get later on. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the actual specifications for this. Then I'm going to talk about how you can get this for super cheap, because a bunch of people bought it and then they returned them because they didn't want to wait. You know, people are very fickle, especially right now. They'll buy a game and then they'll complain about a little thing and then return it. Well, these things are so cheap on the used market. And then the development is actually going super fast on this. Then also, the developer communications. The developers have a Discord that you can just ask questions and they'll respond to you. Like, I had a question about a failure that a lot of these have and how the process went of them fixing it. And they actually responded with a bunch of kind of insider information. And then finally, we're gonna see, but how does it actually work? And so, I'd like to first draw a comparison between what this replaces in my life. Now, unfortunately, my Rift S met an ill fate whenever I tried to add diopter adjustments. But, as you can see, VR headsets were not tiny. Heck, the face gasket alone for the Rift S is the size of the Vive XR Elite. The older headsets had basically repurposed cell phone displays, and they also had Fresnel lenses, whereas the newer headsets have much higher resolution screens. This one in particular has two screens that are separate. What that means is that with this one, you couldn't really move the screens apart if your face was really wide, but with this one, just with the addition of a little slider, you can now move the eyes apart. So you can get them really adjusted to your eyes. And then also the repairability is a lot better. For instance, I ripped this one open because I was trying to mill this out and I wanted to put a protector in for the screen. But I couldn't get the screen out without cracking it. I shattered it. And you know what? I was so tired of Facebook stuff that I'm just done with that. That's the other feature for this. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have any control over this. Sure, Meta's software might be in a really developed state, but remember back to 2020, whenever their software first came out, it was buggy and people complained about it. Well, the Vive XR Elite has gone through in just like 190 days what it took the Oculus team like a year and a half to do. The software on this is getting so much better so quickly. So that fills me with a lot of confidence. Now, one reason why this can be so compact is that the headset no longer has Fresnel lenses. And look at this, it actually comes out in glasses mode. There's little feet adapters that you can 3D print to put on there. There's a little battery in here that can hold about 15 or 20 minutes of power. You're not supposed to run it off of the battery, but it works as a good buffer. So I've even had an idea, like what if I have a little bit of power coming in from a solar panel on a backpack, and this just acts as a little reservoir just to smooth out some of the power demands. And I'm also thinking about 3D printing some custom feet for the ends. Now, if you also notice, there's a USB-C port on the inside, so that leaves some room for modifications and things you can do, because it's a full USB-C port right there. So I did get this headset because, I mean, I don't think it'll end up with the same fate as my Rift S, and I don't think it'll end up as a weird mess like whatever I'm gonna name this whenever I finish it after 30 years of working on it. But I think that this has so much potential for modification. Now the resolution's pretty good. It's 1920 by 1920 pixels per eye, whereas this was, I think, 1400 by 800, something like that. It was difficult to see my monitor, because that's the main thing I use these for. Is I found it really amazing that, you know, you can just trick your computer into playing video to a fake monitor. You can have these dummy plugs that you put into the HDMI or display port, and your computer thinks that it's talking to a television, let's go 4K TV or something like that. So what I do is I put some dummy plugs into my graphics card, so the computer starts rendering video for like 3 monitors. I don't have to have 3 monitors on my desk, but then as soon as I put my headset on, I have 3 monitors, and they're full monitors. That didn't work so well with the old headset because the clarity just wasn't enough to see. I'd have to like lean in and act like an old person to read text on a 1080p virtual screen with a non-1080p headset. The other issue too is that the LCD that they used for this, it had a lot of gaps between the pixels. And so it was called a screen door effect because it looks like you're looking through a screen door. With this headset, the pixels, they have much finer gaps between them. Like that old headset looked like this television, where there's like thick raster lines through it when you really look at it. And honestly, I really get a little bit stuck in the details of like seeing, because I have an issue looking through a screen. Very often I'm just looking at a screen and it breaks my immersion. But with this, I would say this is more akin to an iPhone's Retina display, where you don't notice there's no like black lines between all the pixels. Now here's the one thing that is the one reason why I can't even entertain other headsets. This has adjustable diopters. I believe the Shift-All Megon X headset, which I really love the style of, and the one that I've been following since 2018, I believe that does have diopters now, but that one might not be releasing in the state it's in. You know, that's one of those headsets that Shift-All is a company of really brilliant innovators, and they're not afraid to work on building something and then just say, you know what, let's wait and make a different version. And I think that's what happened with them. That's why I ended up going with this instead of waiting for Shift-All. Because I feel like Shift-All is a Japanese company, subsidiary of Panasonic. Their CEO, I really like everything he's done. There was some video of him in 2007 with like a weird webcam helmet thing. But they'll get there eventually, and they'll make something fascinating. And for the time being, this is gonna be my 2016 iPhone SE, where it's just gonna be a nice little reliable one. And I'll probably buy a second one just to have spare parts. But the diopters means that I don't need to wear my glasses. I'm so sick and tired of wearing glasses in VR headsets. I cannot stand it. And this allows me, like, I've already started to learn Theis's prescription and her sister's prescription. So whenever I first got it, we happened to be going to her sister's house. I just said it and we figured it out, and I gave it to her, and this happened.
That is so cool. I'm so glad you got. I'm glad you got this.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that I could wear it, like,
Because it's better than the other one, right?
This is
oh
why.
my god, so much better.
This is why I wanted the one that had diopters, because I hate wearing my glasses.
This one.
Oh shit! It's your prescription, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm seeing nothing here, and then I just what VR. Oh my god. Go up.
It's just so fun once it starts working, because you can look through it. You're not looking at it. With these older headsets, you're looking at the screen, and it's hard to look through it. It's not like a picture. It's like a mosaic almost. Meanwhile, with this, you put it on and you immediately start playing with it, and that's a good sign.
I guess we have to clean that up, huh?
Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is the used deals. So whenever this headset first came out, I said, $1,100? I'll get it if I find one for $600. Well, it turns out what happened was a lot of people got this, and a lot of people in the virtual reality space are very fickle, and I get it. A lot of people in this day and age, they, much like me, they don't have a whole lot going on that really makes them happy. At least this, maybe I'm projecting, but they look to buying new things as a way to kind of fill that emotional hole in their heart, and they build up hype. And then whenever it doesn't really give them that happy feeling, well, then they want to return it. Because I get that. If you have other things that work for you, like games that you like playing, and this just doesn't happen to be something that brings happiness, well, I get it. You can have a bit of a repelling emotion and get angry about it and like, I want a refund. But it led people to be very impatient. And they didn't just wait a few months for the software to improve. And they didn't talk with the devs to see what they were planning. And for me, I don't have a whole lot that I really enjoy in life. A lot of the fun has always been, there's an N64 thing out there. I want to buy it and play it. Or Sony released something new. I want to play it. And that always helps add a little bit of icing to life. And we haven't had much of that, I'd say, for me in like a decade. And so I get it. I want this to be a thing that I can... So I'm not sitting there looking at the pixels on my monitor. I'm actually able to look through and feel like I'm in the game. And so for me, I'm using it as a bit of like an emotional healing thing after I get home from work. So I don't just feel like I'm here. And I think a lot of people they weren't really self-aware about that they were using these technological purchase indulgements as a way to bring themselves like a happiness in life. And that's why we had so many people return these for little issues. Like, for instance, there's one little issue that was a little bit worse earlier on. When you would turn the headset on and you happen to be in a room that was too dark, and now this is improved every single version they've been updating, but it would just sit at a loading screen. Well, you just need to turn on more lights because, it has cameras that need to track. And people would see that it kept loading and they'd be like, oh, it's just not working. This thing's a piece of junk. To be fair, tracking with cameras is really difficult because we don't have a bunch of QR codes sitting around. It has to do edge detection on all of the visual stuff in the room. And they've been improving that too, but there's a lot of little issues like that where people, they latched onto, and there was also miscommunication. Like, for instance, a lot of people said that you cannot use it unless you have Wi-Fi 6E, and in order to get Wi-Fi 6E, you need Windows 11. Well, first of all, apparently you don't need Windows 11 for Wi-Fi 6E, and then I get the headset, and it works fine with our junky router that's just sitting over in the closet. It works fine. So a lot of people, they don't really know what they can get away with a piece of technology. It's kind of like how if you lose the light bar on a Nintendo Wii, just take 2 candles and put them in front of the TV. It'll still work. A lot of people, they aren't really maybe in that mindset to fix things. And I found that this works really well for troubleshooting. I'm getting a little bit off topic because we're still talking about the used deals, because I got this headset for, I think, $487, which was a lot lower than the $1,100 price. And I just got that on Amazon. I had a $420 one that I got on eBay, because here's the thing. I just checked eBay this morning, and there are 7 eBay listings currently that have, I would say, a good chance that if you sent a lowball offer to them, you might be able to get it for $450 or something like that, free shipping. Because here's the thing, if there's an option to send a low offer on eBay, take it, because you can get like $100 off a lot of things. And I happen to do this one that I got for $425, and they took after a month they didn't ship it. They just disappeared. So I was like, well, fine, I'll pay extra, and I'll pay $480 whatever dollars, and I'll get it from Amazon. And it came within a few days. And so there's so many paths I could go down. It's not like I just found one option. There's I would say we probably have several hundred headsets that are going to still be hitting the market just for the next few months. And then once those get redistributed into the hands of someone like me who enjoys it, the prices are not going to stay that low. So I think by the end of the year, there might be more like $500 or $600, because these are genuinely good headsets and the software has been improving. And that takes us right to point 3, chapter 3, I guess, development. So the development of this headset has been going really well. Apparently, they're also going to be having a face gasket that does eye tracking. So it'll set inside here, and oh, here's another issue too. Some people, they were like, oh, I can't get the headset to fit. It keeps falling, the head gasket keeps falling off. Well, you just press it in. There's all these little things that it's like if somebody buys a TV and they complain that there's plastic on top of the remote control. Like, yes, you peel it off.
Oh, so you know a lot of people did that.
Yes. So there's a lot of little things where I have no sympathy, really, because people didn't really, they put too much expectations on this, and then they don't want to work with it. I would say, like, just popping the head gasket in is it has a little clip on it, and then it sticks. But they're going to be having a little feature that goes underneath, between the head gasket and the Vive XR Elite, and it'll do eye tracking, which is going to be pretty amazing for software, because whenever you know where your eyes are looking, wherever they're not looking, you can tell it to render with less detail. So you can get like 40% more processing power or more detail per watt with eye tracking. So I'm really excited for that feature. And here's one thing. I've been keeping up with the software updates for the Vive XR Elite since I first found the internal pages, or the pages that document that, around March 20th or so. And between the first available version of the OS and the most recent version, which was September 26th, it's been like 190 days, and they've pushed like 220 version updates. Because if you look at the number on the end of the version update, it looks like they iterate it every time they make a new build every day. And so that tells me that on average, now it's gone up and down, like sometimes they'll have a week where they'll make a lot and sometimes they'll have less. So I don't think it's necessarily tied to like a clock or anything. I think you can actually get information from this. They do about 8 builds per week, which shows that is a healthy development environment. When I worked at Apple, I wasn't able to be disclosed on the project, but I was able to help a little bit with the headset. I'm still very sour about that, because it turns out I was disclosed on too many other things, and like Apple security was like, well, no, you can't be disclosed on everything. You're not high enough level for that. So I'm still a little bit sour that I didn't actually get to use the Apple headset, even though I had to help a tiny little bit from afar. And, like up until that point, I got permission to be on every single project I even asked for. So that was like, what do you mean I have limitations? I also got a key to every room that I wanted, because I was like, I could use a key to that building or whatever. And, well, it always sucks to find your limitations where people tell you, no, your key ring has enough keys on it. Okay, fine. But the development software for this, the development of the software has been growing so much that, like for instance, the low light issue isn't really much of an issue anymore. At night we have a lot of the lamps off, and so sometimes I'll have to look at a lamp, but then once it gets past this little issue of starting tracking, it'll track in the darkness pretty well. And the headset has been getting a little bit more efficient. There's now a developer mode where you can increase the, it kind of overclocks the CPU a little bit so everything runs a little quicker. I'm actually going to turn that on whenever we do the last part where I play some of the free games on the store, because supposedly should help with recording video, because this thing now records video so easily. When I first got it, this is some of the clips of me recording. And then one time, I happened to be trying to get, I think it was the Firmament playing, but I had issues because there was actually a program taking up too much RAM on my computer. And also I had turned my paging file off, so that was a mistake. And here's a video clip of me troubleshooting through the headset. You just double tap the button and you now look through it. And the pass-through is so good that I could just troubleshoot. Great. The other thing that I'm excited for is the hand tracking, because you're able now to just track with your hands. And it's interesting. Whenever you go into a game with hand tracking on, it detects your hand as a controller. So I'm curious where they're going to go with that. You might actually be able to do a thing where you don't even need to have the controllers, and you can play a game just like using hand gestures or whatever for the various buttons. For some games, I could see that being pretty useful, because like for instance in the Firmament, you just put your hand down and then press a button, and then you have your weapon, the adjunct as it's called. So I could see just with like maybe two hand like poses, just some way to differentiate. You could actually play a lot of games just with that, because some things are motion controlled. And then lastly, or actually next to lastly, communication. This is the thing that surprised me. A few months ago, I happened to get an invite to the Vive XR Elite Discord channel, or server really. And the developers are just there talking about things. Now granted, they don't talk about everything, but they talk about a lot. Like for instance, a lot of people have been noticing little issues with this part right here. Tends to crack because, it's under a lot of strain. Whenever I have the headset disconnected, you can see how much it springs back. And it turns out that this develops little cracks right here. And so I asked for more information specifically for this video, and this is the reply that I got. Apparently it was an issue that they didn't realize at first, but they caught early enough on that they didn't have to wait for consumers to come back with the issue. But still, it's one of those things where not necessarily taking it on and off causes it, but just it's sitting like this. I presume because where the plastic goes into the injection molding, it meets there, right at those 2 points. And because of that, there's like a little bit of a seam there. And because they didn't make it quite thick enough, it can just kind of slowly pull apart. Because plastic is plastic. It has plastic deformation. And I was really surprised to see like having direct access to the developers of this fills me with a lot of confidence. Particularly, a lot of people online, they had said that, oh, well, HTC is probably going to never make the eye tracking add-on. Well, that was actually asked to one of the developers. And apparently, the eye tracking add-on for a previous headset was outsourced to a different company. And that company had issues. Whereas this one, they're making internally, so there's no reason they can't make it. Another thing too. I'm going to be talking more about this in the future when it comes out, but apparently they're working on a version or a feature called Virtual Desk, which is a little bit confusing because there's Virtual Desktop, which is a program you buy. So some people think you're talking about Virtual Desktop when you say Virtual Desk, but it is the program that I want, where you put the headset on and it has a lot of the features from your PC passed through to it, so you can use your PC a lot better. Like for instance, if you just use Steam VR, it's really hard to select certain things. Like if you're in Task Manager and you click on a task to end it, for some reason it doesn't detect it. It doesn't detect the button presses very well. So there's some kind of thing where like Steam doesn't have the priority escalation or whatever, so that it can actually like cancel Explorer.exe, which I understand. It's probably good that a random program doesn't have the authority in your system just to click X on Explorer.exe. But you need to have some software that's specifically designed, and then you run as an administrator or whatever they do in the back end, where it has then the authority to just be your mouse and keyboard. And yeah, I think I did this in mostly just a few takes. So now, but how is it? Well, I've gotten it to work pretty well with my PC. My main limiting factor is my computer, because my CPU is from 2014 and my motherboard is just a random Dell Optiplex 7020 motherboard, which is designed to operate grocery store checkout lines, not necessarily designed to operate an i7 with a big graphics card hanging on a PCI extender cable. But the onboard, I've never used any of the onboard apps. And so last night, I went through and I downloaded every single, well, not every single, there was a few like metaverse things that I didn't download. But I downloaded every free, interesting looking app on the Vive store. I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play it. But one thing before I do that is I'm actually going to, it's a good problem to have. I like not having to fit these in my headset, because with the Rift S, I even got another pair of glasses and popped the lenses out and tried taping them in there, but it was like close to my eyeballs. This just works so much better. Look how thin it is compared to the face gasket of the other one. But I'm gonna show something. Okay, there we are. I had to wake my controllers up. See, this is why I like hand tracking, because it's just tracking by hand, and then as I do this, it detects the button click. So I'm going to go to Settings, Advanced, Developer Options, High Performance Mode. Oh, I guess I'll have to restart for that. Whoops. Well, you know, let's see. Will it actually save the... Let's see, man. Yeah, it's saved the recording. So now that's restarting and it'll reboot in the developer mode. But it's nice because if I didn't have to do the recording, I wouldn't have to have woken up my controllers. So I've actually had moments now where, a few months ago, in order to turn it off, if you notice it happened to be still on, which it does sleep mode pretty well, you would have had to put on the headset and then wake up the controllers. But now, you put it on and you just like wave your hand around till it detects it, And I know the developer's probably like, no, don't wave your hand around. That makes it harder. But, you know, it's like blowing on the Nintendo cartridges where it's just like, detect my hand. And it's just what humans do. And you just hit the power button and then click OK. And you can even navigate the menus and change settings like I did with ease now with just the hand. And, you know, I can't help but feel that the Apple headset, which I had a little bit of a hand in from afar, even though I wasn't allowed to work on the project because I was on all the other projects, it's helped inspire a lot of these companies to do some really great things. And it's so nice. Even though I don't have access to the Apple headset and I'll have to wait like a year before I know someone who can afford one, I get to see a little bit of that dream in this, and it makes me so happy. So, let's see about playing some games. You can turn it off now. What did you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, talking for a long time is kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean, that was the 20-minute tape.
Yep.
There.
Oh, yeah. So we have... Oh, by the way, I've been recording this whole time.
That's fine.
Yeah. You're the editor, so you can decide if you don't want to be in the video. Yeah. But you won't. You'll push through it. CineVR, it's like a video watching program. Conjure cards. Conjure. Engage. I think this sounds like a... Let's see what happens with this. Oh, okay. Place this card on the table to enter the game. Oh, I guess I'm too low. Oh, did it freeze? No, it didn't. Place this card on the table to equip new customizations. Earn new customizations by completing matches. Huh? Place this card on the table to practice game against an AI player. Okay. Wow, so this is like a card game. It's like some rip-off of some Bethesda thing. Yeah, it's like here. Do you want to put the headset on? Yeah, put your coffee down, lady. Put the headset on and what? Step over the corpse of the Rift S. You know, oh, I'm gonna have to like do your prescription. What? Okay, was it your left eye? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just leave it. Yeah.
And now with this one, press this twice.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh, you're
Oh my god, okay. What am I playing, like Gwent? My turn? How do I... Do I hold the cards? What do I do?
I think you just grab it.
Oh. I don't even know how to play this. I gotta play the card. Oh! In the middle of the table. What? I don't know how to... I should have probably put another opponent on the board. I mean, my turn. I don't. Oh, jeez. Okay, you know what? I have to step back. Now I'm going. Woo! This game is cool, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little motion sick. Ugh. I did. Now, I'm motion sick because I don't have this to my prescription, so... Oh, I get attacked here? What? You know what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm just gonna... Not the whole deck. Let's put that back here. Okay. Alright, I'm done. Woo! Yeah. Oh my. So yeah, not as bad as the Rift S, but I'm feeling. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, I hear whatever's happening while I'm putting it on. Ooh. Let's see what. Oh, right, because you were over here. Right. Okay, so. Hey, dude, you're getting in the way of my game.
I'm sorry.
I'm joking. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you had your coffee in your hand. Okay, fine. I was trying to hit you.
I know.
Oh, you hold the skeleton hand? What? In turn 7? Oh, okay. I did the dagger thing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Gosh, I don't know card games. Oh, you actually just press it with the... Okay. How do you get out of here? Oh, you just hit quick content. Okay. You can tell card games aren't my thing. This is, you know, some of the stuff is actually, oh, what was I trying to say? Some of the stuff is actually the things that they were showing off at, like, was CES or whatever?
Yeah.
Was CES the one that failed? Maybe it was something else.
Yeah, wasn't well, it's not recent now, but wasn't that CES kind of bad?
Yeah. Does it do hand tracking? Okay, never mind. Flow meditation. Oh gosh, what are we getting into? Oh no. You know, this stuff looks like Nintendo Wii stuff. I know I keep saying, like, everything is, like, reminds me of the Nintendo Wii, but it does remind me of the Nintendo Wii. I surfed the internet so much on my Nintendo Wii, and I don't want to say Wii, because that sounds weird. I surfed the internet with my Wii. But, I did, with the Nintendo Wii. And, you know, because that was the only thing I had that ran internet at the time. Oh, sign in. Try as get. Oh. Already you lose points. Sign in. I didn't buy a used headset for like 70% off or 60% off. I won't lie here. Like 60% off just to pay money or sign into something. Contact Flow for premium access. For premium access, go to... Okay. We have options. Breathe, move, let go, calm, focus, restore. I can let go right here. I'm so stupid. Okay, so what... Face. What should I do? Breathe, move, let go, calm, focus, or restore? Or should I just do playlist? I don't know what this is! Okay. Breathe. I had to hit playlist. What? Ah! Play. Okay. UI is a little bit funky.
Breathing has been used
Oh,
throughout
I don't
the
like
ages
this.
by
Some lady
meditators
talking to me.
because breathing
I don't like
helps
this at
us
all.
travel more
The only
deeply
lady I
within.
like talking to me is you, because you talk about racing games and stuff, like this breathe and stuff. Oh gosh,
We begin our meditation
Oh.
by taking full, deep breaths.
I'm not taking a full deep breath when you tell me to. There might be poison gas here. Is this gonna be like that one lady that we went into her office and she had a tape playing that was like, "You're the flower of hope amongst your
As you
friends.
inhale,
You're
feel
the
the
courageous
sensation of your
warrior
breath
in your
filling your
company."
lungs from the belly
It's just like a loop
to the
of
top
that.
of
It's
the
like, oh
chest.
gosh, oh
Make
no.
an effort to expand your breath, creating more space inside of yourself.
So what we have here is a 3D video
On the
recording
exhale,
like we
you
used
can
to.
relax and release the effort.
We're gonna stop, and just find this the funnest thing ever. We're gonna stop because I found out why it was free. Okay, we're gonna. I mean, to be honest, it actually is. Well, this stuff is cool. I like that it's free. And if you were really stressed, if I could actually enjoy that, that would be good. You know, because I'm in a very stressed state in my day-to-day life, and it doesn't help that I just brush off stuff like that. So I get it. It's kind of like if I'm really stressed and how I'm like, I don't want to try marijuana or anything like that. Meanwhile, it probably would help, but it's just not my thing. Hyper Dash. What is this? Is this gonna be like Base Wars on the NES? Yeah, I got Base Wars. Yeah, I got Base Wars. Here, let me find it in my... Oh, it's all unhappy. I don't know. I can't see because now the headset won't let me see. No, what's Super Game Boy? Oh well, I have Base Wars in there somewhere. It was a game. It was a game that was like baseball, but it's robots, and the cartridge was really heavy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. Whatever. Please enter your player name. Only 4 letters. You can't even do turbo or anything like that. Like, I can think of words that'll fit in 4 letters. Clan tag not allowed. Okay, red? I don't know. You have to hold. Confirm. Oh, it's a shooting game. That's kind of cool. The audio died out. Okay, this is kind of like virtual. Oh, I'm in multiplayer. Now I feel bad. Yeah, now I feel kind of bad. I don't know how to win. That's kind of neat. It's like a knockoff if you want. Quick content. Just, no, I don't want to be, Kindred. Now, what is this? I wish you could see my face through my... Oh, the Apple headset would allow you to do that. But I don't think the Apple headset would show the weird face I'm pulling. Well, this is an experiment. I'm recording, I just reset it. Storybook.
I don't think that one should forget one's history. It's well to say that these events took place so many years ago and we should forget about them now, but you can't forget about events like...
A whole new world.
Well, I don't want to belong to a crowd of people who look exactly the same. So I want to be different.
What do we want? We've got to a future, but it's not for us, not for young uns.
Children who need to be able to
like some
express themselves in clear
Aardman
English
animation.
are being taught political slogans.
You know, like,
We're involved in the mental fight.
Reporters and cameras.
Do you blend in with the crowd, but stand out?
Controversial Clause 28 of the Local Government Bill.
The government is to ban the promotion of homosexuality in schools.
Children who need to be taught to respect traditional moral values. are being taught that they
This is
have
like
an
some manly badass
inalienable
hero
right
stuff.
to be gay.
The protesters
Yeah.
said Force 28
It's like
was an
some-
attack
I mean,
not
if
only
they had
on
the
themselves,
VHS filter,
but
that would
also
just
on
be
human rights.
more fair.
Belonging? I didn't really belong anywhere. And yeah, that made me feel very alone. It was like everyone was good at pretending to know who they were. I was lost with that. Even at home, growing up, I was on the outside looking in. Home. That word still gets me. In my 20s, everyone around me started pairing off, eventually having kids. There's something beautiful about it all. I always wanted to be a parent. And I know I could be a good parent, but I could never really envision that for myself. Back then, it just didn't feel like an option.
Oh, we got some Pixar stuff going on now.
So a few years back, I was babysitting for a friend, and this little urchin knocked over their vanilla yogurt on my rug, my freaking new rug. They looked up at me, straight in the eyes. You know those puppy dog eyes kids have. And they just started giggling. I was bizarrely enthralled. Something kind of kicked me, and I said to myself, I have to be a parent. I wanted to
Hey
adopt.
Arnold's bedroom.
There are children who are waiting for parents to look after them, and I can be that parent. So I did my research and dove straight into the adoption process. Meetings, and parenting classes, and psychological exams, and medical checkups, and family history and whatnot. Thinking about it now, it seems like this surreal and intense dream I had. The hardest part is the inner work you need to do. The self-examination, the self-doubt, the stress and the fear. The fear that even after all of this, you might never have a child of your own. Over the sort of 18 months, everyone who had gone through the process alongside me was matched with children. And they left as families.
Oh, we're moving again.
I was considered as a potential adopter a few times, but it never went through. It broke my heart each time. I mean, how could it not? I was so invested. For me, it was just rejection after rejection. I was devastated.
I like this. This is a neat little narrative, you know?
The next
It's
summer,
kind of like
one
what I
of the
talked about,
social
how
workers
a lot
told
of
me
people
about a
want to
child.
have happiness, and some
Hey
people
there.
find that in
So
children.
we think we have a child that might be a really good match for you. We'd love for you to come in and talk. Their name is Ollie, so sweet. And actually, Ollie is gender questioning.
I went to this so-called bump into meeting where I met Ollie just like in a park as just sort of a friend of the foster family. Yeah, I was nervous, but when Ollie came bundling over at 100 miles an hour, I was totally disarmed. I felt an instant sense of connection. Three weeks later, we went to the panel. Panel said, yes, you are the right parent for this child. I cried. You go from not knowing each other to being a family within the space of like less than a month, and it is, yeah, so incredible.
Ooh, a little bit of a weird video effect on the frames of this house. So it's kind of like got some Z fighting going on. It kind of startled me. I like this. This is a nice little non-game narrative thing. It's a story about someone who goes through the work of adopting someone.
I'm transgender.
Just in case you can't hear it.
A non-binary trans person. So I don't neatly identify as a man or a woman.
And obviously they're trans, which I can identify
When
with.
I was
but
Ollie's
I'm like,
age, I was also confused about my gender, and there was no one around that knew what I was going through. Gender questioning kids can have a really, really difficult experience growing up. I am so glad that I'm able to protect my child from that.
You know, it's funny, because, like, I should not judge, but, like, when I was like, oh, is this a guy or a girl? And I was like, well, I of all people, should not be judging, so I can't really be too judging. So I was like, okay, I don't know what they are. And it's like, okay, oh, I guess they're just like me, never mind. This is cute. Oh, I guess that was it. Oh, I'm gonna cut the credits because we're doing a video. But, you know, that was actually kind of cute. I like the experiential stuff. I like that was actually 3D. It felt more like I was experiencing the storybook thing. It was kind of like watching a YouTube video, but whereas I'm pointing at the menu here. Whereas Flow Meditation was just like me watching a video through a really complicated mechanism. This was a it felt like, oh yeah, this is the kind of thing that VR is made for. It's not necessarily made for shooters like that. I mean, shooters are good. It was fun. The shooter, it felt fun, but I'd like to play Half-Life on this, but a little awkward around other people. But Kindred was, that was a neat little artistic thing. You know, I could see that it kind of made me think of an art gallery, but also like a story. Nanome. I wonder what this is. I'm actually going to think about Kindred for a while, which is a good thing. You know, if we lived in a world that I liked more, oh, I got a hand now. If I lived in a world that I liked more, like if I lived in Eorzea, oh yeah, I'd love to have a kid. But
welcome to Nano.
Oh.
In this tutorial, we will be exploring the main protease of the coronavirus. If at any point you'd like to exit, feel free to press on the exit tutorial button to your right. Or if you have already covered the basics, you can jump to the advanced tutorials. Okay, let's get started. Take a look ahead and match the position of your fingers with the controllers in your hands.
Ooh.
Notice the load menu to the left. Aim at the load button with your
Oh, this is like for university people, so it's also explaining how VR works. That's a little bit basic, but... Oh, so I'm now holding a molecule. Although it looks like a protein. Now this is pretty cool. Yeah, I can see how this could be pretty useful. Ooh, some weird video effects are happening. That's weird. Maybe I'll turn off mixed reality. Yeah, I'm going to turn off mixed reality because it trying to go around this was weird. But yeah, that is pretty cool. You could actually load.
In front of you is the main. You can also press. Congratulations, you have completed Nanome Basics. Check out our advanced.
Okay. Obviously, it's a tutorial for people in a. Oh, I can't move around like VR chat. And I'm part of the white man group instead of blue man group. Oh, you gotta sign in. Gotta probably have like a university account and stuff. Well, that's a shame. But the tutorial was cool. I was holding a thing. Oh, that's where my arm ends. Okay, we're going. See, here's the thing. Some of these apps, they're free to download, but you probably need like a university account or something to run them. Ooh, OpenBrush. I've played with that one because that came on it. We have phone mirroring, Styli VR platform. Huh? This was kind of like a little VR chat type thing. this is interesting. I might have you come and put it on. Really? Yeah. Yeah, come over here. This is an interesting take on an art gallery. You ready? I'm gonna put it out way a bunch.
I'll take my ponytail out.
Woo. Okay.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is. Weird.
It's kind of innovative in a way.
Yeah. So it's like a mixed reality kind of deal, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this is a mixed reality headset. There's a bunch of features that I didn't even talk about in the first part of the video. Like that sensor and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. I like it.
I'll take it off before it makes your head sick.
Yeah.
Or eyes sick. It makes your head sick. It makes my head sick. That was kind of interesting. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'm a bit artsy, fartsy, but I mean, I do help out at an art gallery. It's kind of like how I'm a reluctant Apple user. Where I was like, no, I don't use Apple. I help make Apple. Okay, never mind. It's kind of like that, where it's like, I'm not artsy fartsy. I just happen to help out at an art gallery. Okay. This is interesting. I liked how it just displays it. It's very Japanese. It is. This is like Japanese IKEA, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, we got. Oh, it actually does rotate. Oh, I don't like that. It rotates the view while keeping the mixed reality the same. So I'm having. This is like. Gosh, what is it like? It's like having like a green screen. Yeah. I don't know how to, like, this makes me have a feeling where I'm like, I don't like how this is moving around. It doesn't make it look like a place anymore. Yeah. It makes it look like this is a 3D object I'm rotating. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's what it feels like. That's cool, though. Oh. Let's try this one. You are? Yeah. Oh, you poor thing.
Yahoo! 新潟出身 VTuber 越後やっときなだよ第13回新潟アニメ漫画フェスティバル
God damn it, I wish I still remembered Japanese. Like, I would have understood half of this.
ありがとうございます新潟市の漫画アニメの魅力がぎゅーっと詰まっているので一日楽しんでいってくださいね今回のガタフェスではこの新潟の街でバーチャルな体験をできるところがあるんですよ今から紹介していきますねよいしょ
Oh, my right eye is all white. Oh,
はい、
that was
こちらはガタフェスの会場のミニバージョンです。どうですか？すごいでしょ？ガタフェスではたくさんのイベントを開催していますが、今からご紹介していくのは皆さんにバーチャルな体験をしてもらえる場所の
I feel kind of bad. Oh, darn! My right eye has got bright lights in it. I feel kind of bad because it's been years since I've studied Japanese, and I should understand some of it, but I only understand like maybe a third of that, and that's not enough to piece together a sentence. Yeah. Ooh, I can move it around, but can I? Oh, I can just have the artwork in the. Oh, you know what? I can just have the artwork in the room. Oh. You like the new art I brought home? Nice.
It's lovely.
Yeah. You know what? Oh. Okay, I want it to be further away, so. There. See, it's just on the wall. Oh no, it's in the wall. It's in the wall in the closet. Never mind. Okay. Let me see if I can get this positioned right. Yeah, look at that. It's like this whole poster.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like artwork. You see it? You see that?
No.
You see that, friend?
No, not really.
Oh, room scale. When I step out of here, it's like, oh, you're outside of the play boundary. Oh. I hit room scale. Okay. Oh, interesting. There's like haptic feedback in this. It went.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
Because I can hear that.
I'm just gonna make the biggest boundary I can. It's going into the other building across the brick wall. There we go. Listen, I know how to do stuff. I know how to walk around without bumping it. I'm joking. This is how you get into trouble. Oh, it kicked me out of the game. Damn. Okay, fine. Yeah, it kicked me out to do the thing. Okay, I guess I'll just try Wolvik next. This is interesting. Ooh. I have no idea what this is. Access Mars.
T-minus 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, I want to see. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Hi, I'm Katie, NASA JPL research scientist on the Curiosity mission. Welcome to Mars.
Okay, see, as a VR gamer, I just want to start moving around, but you can't quite do that. Oh. Okay.
Hi, I'm Katie, NASA JPL research scientist on the Curiosity mission. Welcome to Mars.
Yeah, I don't have actually any functions. Yeah, oh well. Well. Looks like it's not really compatible with the Vive XR Elite. Oh, now it's over there. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I think I'm gonna turn it off. And there we go. But that's pretty much it. No, it's fine. You're fine. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya. I'm gonna... Oh, I gotta put these down, because otherwise they're gonna take precedent. Let's see, can I... Oh, yeah.